Welcome to tonight's game. Channel V6 production. We got a great game between Duchesne Eagles and the Altamont Longhorns. I'm Brandon Jones, and with me is the great Brett Brook. Brett Brook, we got a good game on tap. What do you think, man?
Yes, sir. It is a pleasure to be here, Brando. So we were able to catch up with both coaches tonight, and I was able to catch up with Coach Matson. And he said tonight some of the keys to the game for them is going to be trying to handle the press. They said last time they met this Altamont team, they put the pressure on them. So he said they've got to handle the press right out of the gate, and he says they've got to get rebounds. He believes that they control the height advantage tonight. He says they've got to get the rebounds and utilize that height advantage.
And, you know, I talked to Joe Monier, a good friend, and, you know, his first key to the game was to limit second shots, you know, to create shots for himself and his team, but to limit their second shots, rebound, and push the ball is his number two. They love to go fast, and Duchesne, they don't like to go fast, and they want to control pace here at their home court. And the number three, they need to box out and rebound a taller Duchesne. So, you know, Joe said that he knows that these guys are taller, and his leading rebounder is Gracie Gardner, and she's only 5'8", and she's just an absolute stud in the paint. And she gets first and second and third opportunities sometimes because she's such a great offensive rebounder.
5'8",
5'8", yeah.
Oh, that's a machine. I'm looking forward to seeing her tonight.
It's funny because Joe Monier, that's what he kind of preaches, is rebounding. And he doesn't have like a very tall team, but he's taught him position. As a player, he's an outstanding rebounder, and he's brought that to this Altamont team.
So a little bit of a rivalry tonight then, huh? Big
rivalry game between these two, Longhorns and the Eagles. So last time they met in Duchesne, Altamont, they had a good start, and then they just kind of fell off in that second half, and Duchesne ended up winning. And it kind of felt like they were a little bit tired, played a little bit more players in the JV game, and they kind of rested some tonight. So they're ready to go and geared up.
And as I caught up with Coach Matson too, he said they've already locked in that second place position, and Altamont has locked in that fourth place position. So he said this game tonight's just they still want to get the win, both teams. So, and
just looks like they're gonna. Oh, it's senior night I think as well, but yeah, with this team. They're so good at rebounding, and the other team is pretty good offense, and it's really senior laden for Duchesne and pretty youthful from Altamont.
No, and catching up with Coach for the Longhorns, he says it's going to be physical. He says get ready for a physical matchup tonight. So that's what I love. You watch these girls' games, and one would think they're not that action-packed. You get more physicality out of these girls than you do out of some of the boys' games.
Yeah, and we're just going to go to a national anthem here, and we'll be right back. We'll stay quiet. And we are back here almost to do the starting lineups for both these teams. Like I said, senior night, Brett Brook, plus rivalry matchup. And it's a rematch of that game in Duchesne. And nothing more that Coach Monier wants is a home win to end the season against the rival Duchesne. As they announce Ashlyn Gatherin, number 14 for the Duchesne Eagles, Brianna Brady, number 21, and number 25, Mackenzie Nielsen, number 32, and Alyssa Grant, number 33. So Mackenzie Nielsen, Alyssa Grant, and Ashlyn Gatherin are your leading scorers for this team, for the Eagles. And it'll be an exciting matchup watching them. And Emery Maxfield, number 23, their leading scorer. The matchup between her and Ashlyn Gatherin is going to be a sight to see. And Maddie Zeman, another great rebounder from that guard line position. Gracie Gardner, we already talked about her before, 5'8", leading rebounder on this team. Also has over 100 points this year. And Cassidy Rasmussen. So a lot of cool matchups to watch for as we watch this game. And number 3, Alyssa Abbott will finish up that starting lineup for the Altamont Longhorns. Number 25 is Jade Moon, that is also out there on the floor, and I haven't seen her much this year. I know that RJ Stansfield was talking to us about injuries, and I think that they've gotten her back in the last couple games. So 8 minutes on the clock, Brett. Let's get this thing started, right?
Let's do it, buddy. Friday night fights. Here we go.
Ashlyn Gatherin throws it over to Brady, and Brady, she's an absolute great three-point shooter. You always can't leave her open. As she's at the top and calling the play out to Gatherin. And they like to use Mackenzie Nielsen and get her the ball in the post to kick out. As Gatherin throws back to Brady. Brady to Nielsen, and it tries to get that interior pass, and a really good play by Gracie Gardner, number 13.
Yeah, great hands by Gracie, able to tip that ball off and get it going in their direction.
And already some pressure by the Duchesne Eagles as there's an open Gracie Gardner underneath. It's just thrown over her head, and Duchesne will bring it down. They tried to get it into Mackenzie Nielsen just off her hand. And Altamont, they love to push the ball, as you can see it right there, but caught a turnover as Jade Moon comes in and takes it away for the Eagles.
Yeah, a little sneaky action there by Moon. Able to pick that off and go the other direction with it.
As they are still looking for that middle. Mackenzie Nielsen trying to get open. Alyssa Grant also coming up to the top of the key, calling for the ball. Just like you said, Friday night fights, trying to feel each other out right now. Who will make the first blow? And Moon gets close.
Oh, and they're going to call a block there on number 13. That's Gracie Gardner. That'll be her first.
Ashlyn Gatherin will be at the line. And sponsoring tonight's game is Jones Paint and Glass, founded in 1938, celebrating 80 years of business and a proud sponsor of live coverage of local high school sports. Jones Paint and Glass.
No, Ashlyn Gatherin, she's good for 9 points per game. Misses on her second.
So the Eagles strike first on the board with 1. And we've had some low-scoring games with these two teams, boys and girls, just because they're so tenacious at playing defense. As Cassidy Rasmussen drives to the rack, and she's fouled.
And who is that foul going to be on?
And number 32, that's on Mackenzie Nielsen, her first. as Cassidy Rasmussen drills that first free throw to knot this game up early.
Cassidy Rasmussen Jr., she's got 80 points on the year, make it 82.
And that's what I kind of like about this Altamont team. They all share the ball really well, all score almost in the 100-point category. This is the last game. As a great pass down to Moon, and Moon is blocked by Gracie Gardner. Cassidy Rasmussen brings the ball down the court pretty quickly as Abbott looks for an open man, but she drives to the hole herself, gets that floater up on the rim, no good, but does get fouled, Brett.
Sends her to the line. That foul is going to be on.
And that's the number 2 foul on Mackenzie Nielsen, which she's the tallest physical person on the floor. That's really big to get 2 early fouls on Mackenzie Nielsen, on the second leading scorer for this team.
Yeah, so they'll get her out of the game, and number 12 checks in for her. That'll be Megan Raymond.
So Megan Raymond, she had a huge game against Altamont last time they played in Duchesne, had 12 points, her career high, and she gets in early. See if she gets some time. She puts it right up as Raymond goes in, and it's missed, and a foul, a travel is actually called on Altamont. So it will stay right here.
Nice look there, Brando.
Yes, it was, and Moon just misses. So 2 shots for Moon, and they just couldn't find the rim and in the net, but in the net is right there is Gracie Gardner, number 13. Gracie Gardner making big plays already for Altamont early in this game with hard defense. And now starting to score as Alyssa Grant kicks it over to Gathering.
Doing a great job with the 3-2 defense right now, the Longhorns.
I agree. And that's what they like to do. They like to play that zone as it's stolen by Moon, and Moon is quickly fouled by Alyssa Abbott.
So that'll be Abbott's first foul on the night.
So those are uncharacteristic turnovers for this team of Altamont. They are a young team, but Coach Monier, he coaches perfection in practice, and that's just not something that he's accustomed to right there. He will not be happy about that one.
No, and that's the second time that Moon has just been in the right place at the right time and been able to gobble that ball up and turn it in for positive points now. So makes on her first free throw.
And she misses that one, so 5-2. The Longhorns will stay in the lead. Gardner kicks it over to number 21, Zeman. And at times, they love to push the ball, but they can go into a half-court offense. And usually they like to establish Emery Maxfield, number 23, who has the ball right now. Leading scorer for Altamont. Just over 12 points a game as Brianna Brady comes up with the rebound.
So the Eagles coming off of a win over Rich. The final score was 23-26, Brando. Oh, we got an offensive foul here, huh?
Yeah, Alyssa Grant just gets in great position there, doesn't move, and gets that offensive foul. And you're right, they came off a great game with the 3 points against Rich.
So Alyssa Grant, that was charged to her.
Maxfield at the top of the key. He gives it up to number 10 that comes in the game. Cassie Rassman down to Zeman. Zeman throws that floater up. She's so good at that floater and gets it to go for Altamont. Megan Riemann with the crossover. Good defense there,
nice.
but not enough to stop her. 2 points for Megan Riemann to Rasmussen for Altamont. Down to Zeman. Zeman, and that's good defense by Ashlyn Gathering, but Maxfield's right there.
Oh,
she's hammered.
I'm going to say the foul was on the ground.
So she'll take it out.
So that foul was on Eliza Grant again. So that's her second foul.
Oh, and a really good pass right there in the inbound, but just comes up short. Zeman does. And Brianna Brady takes control. 2.5 minutes, 7-4. Still just waiting for someone to get on a roll here. Ashlyn Gathering, leading scorer for Duchesne, hasn't really tried to establish herself right there. She's calling for it and gives it up to Riemann. Back to Brady.
Yeah, looking to get that penetration, just nothing there. Great defense by the Longhorns, shutting down that interior play down there.
Yeah, I agree, and it's hard. I mean, Mackenzie Nilsson, she can create room, and it's really big for her to be out of the game right now because they can kind of push around anybody that comes in. As, wow, Rasmussen tries to go up, little bit of contact there, and maybe a jump ball, a travel. Oh my.
And we get the call from Zeman. Zeman says it's a travel.
So Altamont's had some good wins lately too. They beat Tabiona 37-34 and St. Joseph 50-40.
Oh, nice look there. Left hand, can't get it to go though.
And that Zeman again just short on putting it up on the little layup there. Paula Tesoro.
Love the defense of the Longhorns. You know, you check them out. They all have their hands up, trying to clog up the paint there, doing a great job. And it's hard for the Eagles to really slice in there.
Yeah, it's definitely got them a little bit confused, for sure, Brett.
Nice block by 21 there. Zeman, here she comes.
Good pass into Maxfield, but a better play by Megan Riemann.
Wow, that was a beautiful pass on the L&L replay if we could. I mean, it was a jump stop pass, and then like you said, better defense right there with the block.
Gathering still looking for a shot here. 42 seconds left in the first quarter as she goes hard to the hole and gets the foul.
And that's what the Eagles are going to need more of. That's what she did. She just split the defenders right there, went right through them, and that's what a good ball handler will do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm surprised about. She hasn't really established herself. That's the first time she's really slashed to the rim. They're going to call that one on the ground. I thought she was up in the air when they hit her, but the leading scorer again for this team is Ashlyn Gathering.
So
with
that
145 points.
That foul was on Gracie Gardner, and she checks out of the ball game.
Oh, wow, and there's Gathering, number 14. The good-looking elbow free throw shot. As you see that on the replay, nothing but net.
And her first bucket of the night. Oh, and she's going to get caught with a trip there, it looks like.
And it looked, it could be a foul on both players right there, but I think it was 14. Ashlyn Gathering gets that foul. Riley Blazard looked like she was the one that was the guilty party there.
That's her second foul here with 21.7 left on the clock here.
Oakley Foy checks in the game for Altamont. She's calling for the ball. Emery Maxfield to Zeman to Foy. Zeman goes to drive. Good position there by Blaser. Blaser to Ashlyn Gather, and at the buzzer, off the backboard, no good. Oh, my.
You know, I didn't realize how much time was left on the clock. I was wondering why she was going from so deep. I think she had one more dribble, but nonetheless, that was a great end of the first period.
Yeah, and you know, that was a good look to even know that the clock was about to expire right there as she gets it off the backboard. But that's the end of the first quarter, and it's a good one. Stay here, Channel V6. And we are back here at the start of the second quarter. Good one already, only a 1-point game, Brett.
No, definitely. This team, both sides of the ball right now, it's been all defense, and all the shots mostly been deep into the paint. We've had a few jumpers, no threes thus far. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of three-point shooters on either one of these teams. They only have about 18 per team. All year. They're a really good team of going inside and bringing back that mid-range shot that's kind of lost, as a mid-range shot right there by Zeman. Number 21 gets her points on the board. Beautiful look right there on the replay too.
Yes, very good. Oh, a nice little left hand there. They're going to swarm her. Jump ball.
Yeah, and Paulo Tesoro right there almost got that 2-point shot in the hoop, but no good for the Eagles. So I don't know, when we were driving up here to Altamont, I don't know what the weather was when you were coming up, but it was getting closer to those 0 marks.
Yes, it definitely was getting cold. So we had a lot of snow.
This morning, what was it, -7 in Vernal?
Yes.
And it was -2 in Roosevelt. As
I don't know if that was
Brett?
a 3-second.
Okay, a 3-second in the key on the Eagles. So Altamont, 7 minutes, gives it to Abbott. And I can start to see both teams are trying to, they're figuring it out now, Brett.
No, and I'm watching the defense of the Eagles here. You know, they're leaving a lot of spacing in the key. So let's look to see the Longhorns take advantage of that versus when I see them. Ooh, and that's a tough call there.
And we were talking about, you know, the coaches, that this game is going to be physical. Well, there's proof of it right there on that play.
Yes. So definitely getting physical down there on the baseline. But I'm looking at this at this Eagles defense. They've got to get their hands up in the paint. You're seeing a lot of holes in the paint right here, but they've been able to cover that up with the quickness of their defense thus far. So
yeah, one of the great things though Duchesne does is that they're really good on the double team. As you see on that play, they know where to be and they know where to help, you know, someone out and get their hands in there. Not necessarily, like you said, they need to get their hands up, but they do a really good job of getting their hands on the balls no matter where they are.
So we're at 1-1 already. The last foul was on 13.
So already 7 fouls called on the Eagles, only 3 on the Longhorns. As the one-on-one goes for Zeman.
So nice shot there. So Zeman leading the pack with 6 points right now. She's averaging 9 a game. Looking for a breakout night on their final game here of the season.
And now the pressure comes for the Longhorns as a great pass to Alyssa Abbott, and she gets fouled. So the 8th team foul on Duchesne. And we'll talk another great sponsor, Ashley Regional Medical Center. Welcomes Dr. Tyler Moore, orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Moore did an additional fellowship, year-long training in sports medicine, begins seeing patients on August 27th. And Mountain Land Supply. Mountain Land Supply has been serving the Basin for 15 years. We are a local employee-owned distribution and service expert company. We look forward to serving the Basin for many years to come. Mountain Land Supply.
So that was 2 quick ones on Maddie Karen. And then they hit both of those free throws there.
So Altamont coming out really good in this second quarter and getting a 6-point lead as there's 6.5 minutes to go.
And that's Emery Maxfield. That was her first 2 points of the game. And she's one of the leading scorers for the Longhorns. She's averaging 12 points per game.
And one of the things watching her is it takes her a little while to warm up. You should see her in the second half. When she starts to show up, she'll jump about 12 points in the second half. But they really wanted to get her going early, as Joe was talking to me before the game. As Moon gets it inside, but really good defense by Foy and Rasmussen.
And that's
a foul is called.
That's a tough call. Do they give that to 55? And they do. They give that to 55 there. And I thought it was great deep defense by Moon.
So that will be her first foul.
Yeah, that's Oakley.
That's Oakley Foy. You remember McKay Foy when we called that game in Altamont? That's her sister. That's his sister.
Okay.
And they are very strong individuals, both of them.
No, that's awesome.
And a Riemann passed, and she missed, and a good rebound by Moon, but doesn't come up with a basket on the end for the Eagles as Altamont.
Got to get out of that corner.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, like I said, on those double teams. Just a pesky defense.
No, definitely. They had her locked up in that corner, and it took everything for her to get out of there.
Rasmussen back to Maxfield to Zeman. She gathers an arid pass by Zeman.
So good lead right here, controlling the tempo, but we've got a pick. And whoa, she didn't know where she was
She didn't know where she is. But it was a good steal by Moon, but yeah, she just stepped her right foot out of bounds and then threw the pass.
And Jade Moon, I think that's her 3rd steal of the night.
And like I said, I'm not familiar with her. Did she play when you called that St. Joseph game?
You know, I can't recall, but tonight she's been on the radar.
Yeah.
I've seen her with 3 steals thus far, so good for her.
So like I said, R.J. Stanfield said he did have a few injuries, and maybe she's a surprise coming back as Rasmussen goes hard, and she's hit on the arm right there.
And those Eagles are doing a great job with defense. I think they just left their feet here on the LNL replay. As you go, they're going straight up. And she just reaches in there, doesn't get the straight up. So, good call.
And a lot of fouls being called on the Eagles. I mean, to start this game, a lot of whistles. And that's what it's like when it's a physical affair like that, as these refs try to control the game.
So nice shot there.
Rasmussen gets 1 at the line to make it a 7-point lead. And there's a throw almost out of bounds, but saved by a Duchesne. Megan Riemann just throws it over the backboard on that one.
And Megan Riemann, she's had numerous shots right down there in the paint. She's got to gather herself and make those.
And like I said, she had 12 points against Altamont at Duchesne last time. So they really like her play lately, as Tesoro also had a huge game in that one. Alyssa Grant down to Megan Riemann. Riemann just pushes her out of the way. All day long, that's an offensive foul.
You know, and that was tough because she was off balance already, as you see on the LNL replay. You know, she had her feet. Watch her here on the LNL replay. She goes, she's off balance, but you see that shove right there with the left elbow. So great job by number 21.
Yeah, she definitely initiated the contact. And I think that, yeah, you're right. She just did slip up and couldn't just hold her momentum. As a play at the middle of the court right there. Some physical action going down here at Longhorn Arena.
Oh, we got high fives. They're flying. Coach can't believe what the heck just happened. Let's go to the LNL replay so we can see what happened.
There's a big rugby scrum at the middle of the court.
Maybe we can get Mr. Altamont to pull that up for us. He's got it right here. So.
Yeah, it looks like they just a tackle there at mid-court.
Oh, my heck, that's a tough call. Wow, that could have went either way. It looked like the Duchesne defender actually plowed him over.
And, you know, with that momentum right now that Duchesne got from that play, they need to come up with something big here as
bam!
They get it. Oh, my. Number 10 knocks that one down.
And that's the first 3 of the night.
And that's Mikkel Riemann. That's the sister of Megan.
Oh, and she fell. There's a sniper in the building, but she's back up on her feet.
So, like I said, calling for a big shot right there. You have to make a big play on a momentum builder, and they do as the Eagles get it to Grant here. Gatherum spins around, gives it back to Grant.
No, great defensive stand right now by the Longhorns.
And you know, that zone defense, you know, it's hard to penetrate. If you can just get a couple threes and make them go back to man, as there's a foul that's called. It looks like a trip.
And those ones are so tough. They're just unintentional, you know, but every time it's a foul. So tough break for 23. That's only Emery Maxfield's first foul, though. So Emery Maxfield, 2 points on the board, 1 foul, and sends Gatherum to the line for a 1-and-1.
So 3-point game right here now because she made that free throw and could get closer on this one. You know, it's funny because Gatherum, Nielsen, and Grant, you know, they're so close in points, like really close, within 2 or 3 points of each other this year. And that makes them hard to guard. I mean, you can't just take one out of the game. You have to, you know, account for all 3 of them. So Altamont doing a good job so far of limiting the shots that Duchesne want to get. As Rasmussen with another defensive play with the Riemanns in the middle, guarding the paint. Mikkel and Megan Riemann come up huge right there for the Eagles on that possession. And, you know, just a lot of time is taken off the clock from the Eagles' possessions here as they slow it down.
Oh,
Ashlyn Gatherum drives in, and they're going to give her the block. So she gets to go to the line again.
so I like the aggressiveness of Gatherum right here, and that's what you need from your point guard. You need to penetrate right here. So she comes in, and it was great defense by number 11, but 13 just couldn't get her feet set. And that's number, you're not going to believe this, Gracie Gardner's probably coming out of the game here. Gracie Gardner's got 3 fouls on her.
Oh, man. And that's huge because she's counted on so much on the defensive end, on the offensive end, and especially rebounding the ball, one of their keys to the game.
So Gatherum goes 0 for 2, or did she hit one of those?
She missed the first one.
And missed the second. So can't capitalize on that. But nonetheless, a great drive, and you'll need more of that from her tonight. And here we go. We got numbers.
And it tried to get there to Tesoro, but a good job and hustle play by the Altamont defense to get back and get in front of that pass, which was thrown a little bit short.
Yeah, you know, the pass wasn't there. Luckily, it stays with the Eagles, though. So no harm, no foul.
As Duchesne drills the 3,
Bam!
It's Ashlyn Gatherum.
Gatherum's heating up here. She's got 6.
Yeah, she's really playing well. And like I said, in that first quarter, she just, was kind of passing it off, trying to find her game, and she's found it now as another foul is called on Duchesne.
Foul's going to be on number 30.
That's Tesoro.
So give us a little insight on Paula.
And Paula Tesoro, exchange student from Spain, so a little bit of international talent. And we were watching the JV game, and she brought that Euro step, as you saw, Brett.
You got to love the Euro step.
You know, that's always great when you have a good team already, and then you get an exchange student that can play basketball and get that bonus. Wow. Tesoro on the rebound.
So Zeman, she can't connect on either of those free throws. And with this game being this tight, each team's going to have to make those free throws down the run.
Yeah, and it's tie ball game right now. And, you know, this is kind of how it was back and forth in Duchesne. As Zeman comes up with the big rebound right there to Maxfield. See if Maxfield, I'd like to just see her dive to the middle. That's what she's so good at. She can go up with the left hand. She can go up with the right. She's super ambidextrous in anything she does. I've even seen her shoot a short shot from that left hand.
Nice steal there. Gather him.
Gathering playing well now here in the second quarter, down to 45 seconds on the clock before half, knotted up. A good pass to Riemann, and Riemann just comes up long, and Tesoro gets on the ground, does the dirty work for the Eagles, but they called a jump ball right there, and the possession goes to Altamont.
No, and that was a great pass. And Raymond's done a great job tonight. She's just having a hard time hitting on those shots.
Yeah, she's really tall and can get in good spots. She's just got to make that little bunny. As Maxfield gives it up to Rasmussen.
Great defense.
And Gathering comes up with another huge play for the Eagles. Throws it down to
and there she is again.
Riemann, and Riemann is fouled this time.
I think she got clipped in the eye there by Foy.
So Brianna Brady could have took that three, you know, thought better and got a better shot as she gave it down to Megan Riemann. And, you know, Brianna Brady's dangerous at three with 14 on the year.
That's Megan's third point of the night, and they'll give her a much-needed break as she checks out of the game. Gatherham's got 6 on the night thus far, 2 fouls on her.
And foul trouble for, you know, Mackenzie Nielsen. Hurt him in the first quarter, and they've kind of adjusted in the second quarter. As Zeman at the buzzer, and it looks like she maybe got it off, but no good. 13-14, and the Eagles will take the halftime lead. We got a great game going on, man. What do you think about that first half, Brett?
No, just a little recap. We've got foul trouble. Gracie Gardner for the Longhorns. She's got 3 on her. Some of the leading scorers that we've got in the ball game right now. We've got Gatherum. She's got 6 points. She's averaging 9. She's right there on track. And then we've got Zeman with 6 points as well. So Zeman doing a great job. We haven't seen what we've normally seen from Maxfield yet. So look for her to get started here in the second half.
And she's very much a second half player as I've watched her this year. You know, she loves to share the ball. She leads this team in assists and likes to get everybody going before she starts. And so I think that you'll see a big emphasis in the second half, you know, more Maxfield. And, you know, Gracie Gardner will get on the court again. And, you know, Mackenzie Nielsen for Duchesne, she got in that early foul trouble for Duchesne, and she'll be back in the second half as well. But how about Ashlyn Gatherum in that second quarter? Like you said, 6 points. Is that what she had?
Yeah, 6 points, 2 fouls. She's got 4 threes on the year so far. Make it 6. I think she hit another one tonight.
Yeah, she hit that 3. And what has been the most awesome to see about her is the defense tonight. She's had like 2 or 3 steals and had her hand in pretty much every play. But
so catch me up here. It's senior night, but do I have any seniors on the roster?
I don't think there's any seniors on the
Altamont
girls. They're a very young team. Junior, freshman, junior, sophomore, junior, freshman, junior, sophomore. So I don't think that they do have any seniors, and that's good news. And Coach Monier, just a first-year coach and playing really well with, I mean, coaching very well this team. And we'll talk a little bit more about the second half. Me and Brett Brook, and hear from some sponsors and commercials, and we'll be right back. Channel V6.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
The obstetrics unit at the Ashley Regional Women's Center offers outstanding care for moms and their babies, before, during, and after the delivery. Learn more at ashleyregional.com.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash.
I decided to attend USU Uinta Basin because I could stay here and keep doing what I was doing and be around my family and still be able to get the degree that I wanted.
It was important for me to stay in Vernal while taking classes and getting my degree because this is where my family is at.
Such a great opportunity that we have here in the Uinta Basin. There's great scholarships, there's great programs, it's such an amazing campus. The instructors care about you, and having that degree has opened so many doors. It's just an opportunity you don't want to pass up.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
The obstetrics unit at the Ashley Regional Women's Center offers outstanding care for moms and their babies, before, during, and after the delivery. Learn more at ashleyregional.com.
history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Here at Stewart's Marketplace, we are pleased to announce that we are now carrying certified Angus beef. Team that up with our Smithfield Prime Pork, and Stewart's Marketplace has the best beef in the basin. So come on over and check it out. It's a cut above the rest.
And we are back here live in Altamont, Utah. It's the second half about to start between the Duchesne Eagles and the Altamont Longhorns. Just a few notes here. 14-13, and some stats given by Brett Brook just earlier. Two teams right now that are very evenly matched. You know, I'm looking at their records, and Duchesne Eagles are 11-7 overall and 6-2 in region, and Coach Monier's team with the Altamont Longhorns 10-8 overall and 4-5 in region. So, and Altamont's fourth and Duchesne is second. So, you know, Duchesne playing really well, but, you know, not far behind them. This is a big game for Altamont tonight if they can get up a spot and get into that third position. And I was talking to, you know, Joe Monier before the game, and he said after that loss to LCA that put him in fourth, he said that he would rather be in that fourth position than he wouldn't have to face that LCA team either again. So he actually likes his spot at number 4. But, you know, you don't want to just throw a game to be in fourth. So they want to win on their home court, and the Eagles, nothing more than they would love to, you know, come on the away game and on the road and beat this Altamont team. Any thoughts from the great Brett Brook?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to go Facebook Live right now, and I'm having a hard time. No, so I keep cutting in and out. I apologize. Okay, we got technical difficulties. Brandon obviously received the better headset. That's neither here nor there. It's okay, though. But I'm here. I'm a soldier. I'm committed, okay? But the Altamont Longhorns are averaging 40 points a game, 11 steals per game, all right? And we saw number 11, 25 that checked in that we didn't really know too much about. And she was an absolute machine, Jade Moon, with like 3-4 steals in that first half. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. We got a few people in foul trouble. Let's see what happens and what transpires here in the second half. Are we going to see number 23, Emery Maxfield, get going?
Yeah, and Duchesne out of the break comes and scores the first 2 points and makes it a 3-point game. And Rasmussen just misses that one. And Mackenzie Nielsen is back from early foul trouble. Lissa Grant to Mackenzie Nielsen, and Nielsen is fouled right away.
Who made that first basket right out of the half?
It was, I believe it was Tesoro. And 13-16, and she'll go to the line here. Kenzie Nielsen, 142 points this year, and she can even knock down some threes. Got 3 on the year.
No, good for her. That's her first basket of the night. She's been quiet, you know. Had the 2 quick fouls right out of the gate. She's got 142 points, 143 now, and she's got 3 threes on the year.
And she makes both of those free throws count.
So let's see if she can be a key player now for the Eagles here in the second half of play. She looks like she came out of the tunnel focused.
Yeah, and you teach your kids to, you know, be really physical, and she was just a little bit too physical as Maxfield gets blocked, but it's put back up right there by the Longhorns.
Yeah, Pala Tesoro, great block here on the LNL replay. Bam, get out of my house, she says. Well, get out of your own house.
And Maxfield, you know, she gets her own rebound, puts the two back in, and like I said, she comes alive in the second half. Watch out. As the Eagles, Mackenzie Nielsen was feeling it. She wanted the ball. They didn't give it to her. Altamont grabs it away, and Cassidy Rasmussen takes it coast to coast for the layup.
That's 5 on the night for her. She's just a junior.
Like I said, a lot of youth on this team, and they can be so good next year.
Wow.
Wow. Tesoro with the putback.
Tesoro came to play. 4 on the night. Here we go, Brando.
Oh, it was just a really good pass to Tesoro underneath as she got the benefit of that assist and gave Tesoro the 2-point shot. 17-20, Maxfield, season opening, but kicks it to an open player and no good on that attempt.
Pala Tesoro, she was down there for a minute.
Lane Shiner
just off the mark, and let the viewers know at home that we just got our live feed on Facebook up and running. You know, we're in a remote location out here in Altamont, Utah, and the weather doesn't help. It's been in the low digits here.
Check out this rivalry game on Facebook, on Roku, on channelv6.com. We're everywhere. Me and Brett Brook shake and bake as Maxfield.
Wow. Oh, and she's going to get the foul called on her. Little overzealous there. She was upset she missed that shot. And like he says, he shake, I'm bake. We make it happen up here.
We always have a good time here in the booth. Me and Brett, the Killer Bees. There's a couple nicknames for us,
the
man.
Killer Bees, Shake and Bake. Elliot, he brings us Mountain Dews. I mean, we've kind of earned this reputation up here.
We don't need any more energy, but we love it. As Emery Maxfield brings the energy, throws it down in the post. And Alyssa Grant comes up with the steal, but just has nowhere to fall as she hits the ground hard.
And Foy, scoreless on the night, but 3 fouls. You know, definitely an enforcer. She's going to take a seat. 13 checks into the ball game for her. That's Gracie Gardner. And Gracie Gardner, she's got 3 on her too. So coach is having a little trouble.
Yeah, Gardner, you know, she can't play as physical as she's accustomed to, and I'm pretty sure the coaches went over that with her as Mackenzie Nielsen comes up twice empty on the shot.
Talk about a lid on that basket.
Gracie Gardner goes up hard, no good. Still a 3-point margin in this third quarter with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Things slow down just a little bit as Brianna Brady into Alyssa Grant, and one, Brett Brook.
Wow.
And one.
Wow, 22.
And we are getting excited here as look at that play on the replay, the L&L replay with Alyssa Grant going hard.
Laney Shiner there, and she just had to take a seat there. So great job, possible and one play here in the making, and that'll be Eliza Grant's first basket of the game.
You know, with the Altamont Longhorns, you know, they started out the season playing really well, and I mean, they were winning pretty much every other game, and they got things going. They won their first 8 of 11 games, and then you know, the youth kind of set in when they started league play, and they didn't do quite as well at the end of the season, but you can see that with the youth of this team, that they have some lessons to learn as they go through the season, but they're just going to be that much better next year. And with only a first-year coach, an off-season will be great.
No, they've got some great pieces. They've got 11, they're averaging 11 steals per game. They need to get their field goal percentage up a little bit. They're at 30%, and they're coming off a 2-game losing streak as we speak. So,
yeah, they've lost 5 of their last 7 games now coming into tonight.
So Eliza Grant, 3 points on the board with that 3-point play right there, and it was a beautiful head fake.
As Cassidy Rassman has it at the top, gives it to Maxfield. Maxfield looking for someone underneath. Nobody really wanted to play in that inside as they keep it out on the perimeter. And a good shot there by Abbott. She comes up with her own rebound. And number 22, Laney, puts it up.
That's number 10 there, Mikkel Raymond.
So number 22 comes in for Altamont, Laney Shiner. As Brianna Brady looks to set something up here for the Eagles.
They've got an overload there on that off.
As someone's got to pop out between
three.
Nielsen or McKenzie or Grant. As Alyssa Grant makes the fake and the great move. Again, almost fouled. Almost got the and one like the last play, but misses.
And that's going to be 2 quick ones on Laney Shiner. And I thought that was great defense right here. Let's take a look at the LNL replay.
She has her hand straight
up. She comes
up
behind her and got her a little bit on the body, it looks like. So good call.
She had her hand straight up at the very beginning and then kind of went back to that tomahawk one hand. If she would have stayed in front of her with the 2 hands up, I think that would have, helped her not draw that foul.
No, definitely. So she misses at the line on her first. That's Alyssa Grant. She's averaging 8 points on the year. She's got 144 plus points and 4 threes. This girl can shoot from the perimeter.
So 24-17 as Duchesne creates a little bit of a lead here as Zeman is pressured and they take it away, but I think this is going to go back to Altamont.
Yeah, and that was just a little miscommunication by Gathram. She thought it was off the Longhorns and let it go out. She had an opportunity to save it.
And we were calling this game last week on Channel V6 with the Layton Christian team. And, Altamont was in it all the way to the 3rd quarter, even to the end. But they had a girl on the other side, LCA, Danielle Thomas, who, scores about 13 points a game. She had 22 on the night, and she was shooting threes from 2 or 3 steps back.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was a great night for Danielle Thomas.
So how do you get to call all these really exciting games? Elliot, we want to talk after this. Just joking.
Nielsen, she puts up the 2. No good. And, oh, wow, there's a steal by Duchesne. And Mackenzie Nielsen gets the end of that play. And already making a presence known in the second half, Mackenzie Nielsen. Gathram with the steal. And here's a run for Duchesne. If they can get this one in, the layup is blown by Gathram, but number 13 comes in, Maddie Karen, and cleans up that mess as it's 28-17, just like that. Duchesne's got a huge lead, Brett.
No, and the Longhorns had just, they fell apart there in the last 2 minutes. They just couldn't get anything to get going on the offensive end. Everything seems rushed down there. They haven't been able to go to their scorers down in the paint, and they haven't been able to control that ball. They've been mishandling, mispassing, miscues on the passes. So I think it was a well-needed timeout here for the Longhorns.
Yeah, and we'll see if Altamont can get it going after the break here. Channel V6. And we're back here at Longhorn Arena. You know, man, Brett, what did Coach Monier say in that timeout?
You know, I think he said, girls, calm down. All right, let's establish our offense. Let's go back to what we do. Swing the ball around. Look for the open person down in the paint. Let's get some good, solid shots. And you can see right out of the timeout, that's what they're doing. They're trying to slow the tempo down now. All right, let's gather ourselves and let's make good passes.
I agree 100% as Brett Brook explains that. Two precise measurements. Right there is a precise shot by Emery Maxfield. Was that a 3?
That was.
Wow, so 5 points out of the half for Emery Maxfield.
And Coach applying some pressure now too. Let's put some pressure on the Eagles, he says.
And makes it an 8-point game with a minute left here in the third quarter. And that was a huge shot and a huge opportunity to get back in this game. A good timeout by Coach Monier.
Wow, great pass. Wow, great vision from Mikkel Raymond. Is that Raymond?
It's Riemann.
It's Riemann. Yeah. Okay, I apologize, Mikkel. That was a great look by her. She had the open shot, but she's seen
Yeah, and she can't be the first one to touch it right there as she came out of bounds to get the ball.
So little momentum with 47 seconds left here in the third period. Let's see if the Longhorns can do what Coach has asked of them out of the timeout.
And 40 seconds, you got to have a big play right here, and you could get so much closer to start the fourth quarter. As Maxfield right there tries to get it inside. Maxfield, I'd like to just see her just take it to the hole as she passes it out. Over into Laney.
Great defense, great defense.
Megan Riemann comes up with a huge defensive play right there. Especially right there at the end of the quarter as they see the time and it's 6 seconds left. Number 13 puts it up and in.
Whoa.
Oh my. Maddie Karen with the 3. And the replay on that. Karen, is she behind the line? She is. And just drills that one.
Nice shot.
Hand down, man down right there.
Hand down, man down. And that's
woman
5.
down.
That's 5 on the night for her, and she is a senior. So great job for Maddie Karen to give these Eagles. This is a commanding lead now that they have, but like I said, out of the timeout, the Longhorns went back to their style of play. So let's see if they can keep it together here in this fourth period.
Yeah, plus Maxfield got it going with 5 points in that third quarter. We'll see if she can make a comeback for this Altamont Longhorn team after this break.
Not every kid will be perfect. Not every kid will make the team. Not every kid will stay healthy. Not every kid can get a 4.0. Not every kid will get asked to prom. But every kid will be faced with the decision to try alcohol. Is your kid prepared to say no?
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for always being there.
And we are live here in Altamont again, and it's the start of the fourth quarter action as a foul is immediately called
on 13. That is number 3 on Maddie Karen. We were speaking so highly of her.
And Madison Zeman, just a sophomore. She's a really good player. Number 21. Like I said, she has that outstanding floater in the middle.
Great defense there.
And Duchesne just does a good job of keeping you out on that perimeter, not letting anything inside.
Yeah, Longhorn stymied here. Not able to get any penetration. Nobody stepped up on the guard position and trying to break down that defense.
And right there, Cassidy Rasmussen has a good opportunity. Just misses that one. As Gathering looks to slow the ball down here, take some air out of the time here. Clock is their friend and the enemy of the Longhorns.
No, and that's what the Eagles need to do now. Just slow down the pace, swing the ball around, and get a good solid look down low in the paint. If the jumper's there, let's take it. If not, let's pound it down in the paint.
And a miss on that shot as Maxfield with the rebound. And Maxfield throws it to an open player, but no good. And who's that as Maxfield gets the offensive rebound. And, you know, for a leading scorer, she's so, you know, unselfish. She likes to make the pass. And this whole team, they're such good passers. Almost every shot is off an assist. As Megan Riemann goes hard to the basket, Gatherum gathers up that shot and puts it through.
Yes, she did.
10-point game right here.
8 for Gatherum on the night. And Maxfield comes out of nowhere. She's got 9.
Or 11-point game. Check that. And, you know, they're slowing it down on the Altamont side. They don't want to turn the ball over, but they do got to get back some points here as Gracie Gardner.
Let's go to the L&L replay on this. I thought this was great defense. I don't know where the foul was. Let's see if we can take a look at it.
Yeah, Gardner, they called a foul against Megan Riemann there, and the replay doesn't look like it's going to show us there, but Gardner nonetheless is going to the line as she misses on that first free throw.
And that's only Megan's second foul on the night. Gatherum will take a well-deserved break along with Mackenzie, I apologize, Eliza Grant.
And she misses the second one too, and she had some trouble against LCA the other night with free throw shooting. But making it a point of emphasis in practice, Joe Meonier said that he didn't want it to come down to having just missed free throws while he lost the game. So they've been working on him as Blazer, number 20, comes in.
Who had that
gets
block?
The block. It was that Gracie. See if we can get the L&L replay on that one.
That was a beautiful block, and then able to
Here's
get it out right here.
Replay right here. It's Cassidy Rasmussen with the furious block. As Gracie Gardner shoots that two-point shot up, and Rasmussen rips down that rebound and is fouled by Gatherum.
I like the toughness of Rasmussen. Cassidy Rasmussen, she's got 5 on the night, 0 fouls. Great defender though thus far, 80 points on the year, 4 threes, 73 rebounds. Wow, that girl.
Yeah, and no, you know, Brett, this game was really close when Maxfield hit that 3, but it really hurt them when a Duchesne.
Whoa.
Oh, was that through the legs? Oh my! Through the legs of the defender. That
was a well-designed pass.
That
you
was
go, girl.
Cool. As Abbott looks on the top, tries to find someone open. She's got Zeman, and look at who it is, Gracie Gardner, and no foul call right there, but really big play off the offensive rebound for Gardner.
Great defense by Gatherum as she checks back in. She was in, she's out, but now she's back. So great job.
And we saw this inbound play in the JV game where they kind of bunch up and one kicks out. Maxfield gives it up to Zeman. Maxfield for 3 and just missed. Would have been a huge shot.
Yeah, great look for Maxfield, just a little strong. Maxfield and Zeman, I really like their style of play. And then you've got Gatherum. I really like that girl's style of play as well.
And it was Maddie Karen that hit that 3 right before the quarter that could be the difference of this game. When she came up with that, it was a close game, and now it's kind of been, drawn out a little bit. But big play by Maddie Karen.
No, coach calls a 20-second timeout, and I can't let number 11, Cassidy Rasmussen, go unheard. She has been an absolute beast on the defensive side of things. She's got 5 points, and she has been an absolute help for this Altamont team.
Yeah, not to mention the block that she had. That was awesome. And speaking of awesome, we have some great sponsors. Strata Network. Strata brings you more local cell sites than any other wireless provider. Join the network in the best local coverage today and get $500 credit with a qualifying trade-in. Visit stratanetworks.com. And United by Operated SkyWest. A special thanks to United Express, operated by SkyWest, for sponsoring tonight's game and our live coverage. Also thanking Utah State University, Zions Bank, and Ute Tribal Enterprises. On a cold Friday night.
Yes, a very cold Friday night. But let's check the StatCast right now and see how cold it is outside right now.
As Grant throws it in to Blazard to gather him back to Grant. And Mackenzie Nielsen's calling for it. Give me the ball. But no, Tesoro. Paula Tesoro comes up. Was that number? No, that was Blazard. Riley Blazard with the 2-point shot right there. It's tough sometimes when they have their long hair.
Blazard.
So 30 and 20 look the same, but
she's a senior, her first 2 of the night.
And she's another killer from the 3-point line. Has 7 on the year. As Brianna Brady leading 3, she's got 9.
And speaking of 9, it's currently 9 degrees out.
Oh my. So at least we're not in the negatives yet.
Not yet. And shot looks, oh, and she just cannot find her stroke tonight.
Yeah, the same spot right there where she shot that last one. Adjusted well, but it just was long off the iron.
And I think that's been the story of the night. The Longhorns just haven't been able to string together good runs, and the Duchesne Eagles have. Aired pass there, but.
You're talking about Cassidy Rasmussen forcing good plays. That's one right there. She got in the way of Mackenzie Nielsen for that pass, and that's a turnover for Duchesne Eagles. Credit Cassidy Rasmussen.
You know, you can't say enough for this community here, though. I mean, if you can see the stands here, it is a packed house, man, and that's awesome to see in your community. Supporting the varsity team here. These girls do a great job. And hats off to V6 Media, too, able to cover these live high school sports here in the Basin.
And a lot of Duchesne parents here to fill the stands tonight, as this is, you know, only 30 miles away. Well, how long is it to Duchesne? About 40? No, I think it's about 30 miles.
It's just due west, though, or east, maybe south.
Let's see what the refs do if they call is that a full timeout or a 30-second timeout, Brett?
I didn't catch
anyway,
that.
We'll
I was still trying to figure out as a crow flies to Duchesne, but I think we got it figured out. But no, 35-22. It's been, you know, the Eagles had that run that really separated them, and they've just kept that separation all night. Altamont has not been able to have an answer for their defense. Altamont has not been able to get some of their key scores. They've got action from Emory. Maxfield, you gotta hand it to her. She came back big here, but she still doesn't have her average as of yet. And Madison Zeman, she came out firing, but she's kind of been stagnant here in the second half.
Yeah, and they got to come up with, you know, baskets, especially the ones underneath. They've had some really good looks that just fell off the rim and just haven't found it underneath. As Duchesne have done just enough on that run to get a pretty good lead right here, but see if we get some pressure from the Longhorns.
And Eagles doing a great job of playing keep away here, and that's what they want to do.
Yeah, just waste time as much as you can. There's no shot clock, no worries about that. As Alyssa Grant gets the turnaround shot right there for Duchesne.
6 points on the night, 2 off her average.
Yep, just the turnaround. Good look right there by Alyssa Grant.
No, and that's what you want from your team. Run out as much time as you can and then get a basket in the end.
Alyssa Abbott.
And that's been the story all night
right there, yeah.
For the Longhorns. I mean, they've had great looks, and they're just in and out.
Yeah, they found themselves in good positions with, you know, good opportunities to get baskets. Just were as cold as the night outside in Altamont. As who was that?
Tesoro, Paula Tesoro Great job, and that's just been the luck of the Eagles tonight. There you go. There's a great defensive play again by the Eagles, and now they're going to just pick at this clock some more.
Yeah, and Duchesne building a pretty good lead right here to end this game, as that would have been really monstrous for Altamont to get back in it if they would have made that shot.
Coach going to bring in number 21 and 15. Who is that? That's Brianna Brady and Brooke Spencer. So Brooke Spencer, sophomore, checking in for the first time tonight.
And with Duchesne, like I said, Altamont was really good at the first half of the season and kind of struggled in the second half. It's been the opposite with Duchesne. They played really well, winning their last 10 of 12 games at the end of the season to put themselves in second place, as Maxfield gets it back. Maxfield with the shot, and just not a friendly
and a great
rim.
look, a great look again. And yeah, they are definitely going to want the whoever takes care of the court tonight to really just burn that whole side of the hoop down tomorrow.
Just soften up those rims. They've been really hard tonight. It just had some evil bounces on them.
No, and as you look at this game, they've had great looks all night. Their defense has been stellar. They just haven't had the ball drop tonight for them. So that's why we have the score 39-22.
Yeah, and Maxfield made a good play right there to get the jump ball for Altamont. As you know, Maxfield, leading scorer, 209 points, 12 points per game, and 7 threes. She's only a sophomore, Brett.
That's cool. I love seeing that, Brandon. I love seeing these underclassmen for these, small school, but nonetheless, underclassmen walking around the halls. She's a sophomore. I mean, one of the leading scorers on the team. I'm sure she gets lots of high fives and has all the boys chasing her, so she probably loves her life right now, huh?
You bet. As Altamont looks to get a good look
wow.
right here, and it goes through. Oh, man.
Wow.
Madison Zeman.
And there's Zeman, and I like that girl.
And
she's got toughness. She's got style. Watch her right here on this finish. She shakes it off.
And she's only a sophomore as well. So, I mean, some really good future for this Altamont team, as Gracie Gardner does what she does best. Wow. And rebounds.
Wow.
And gets a shot to the face.
She takes a shot with 29.2 left on the clock.
And everybody stay tuned. After this game, we have the Duchesne Eagle boys against the Altamont Longhorns in another big rivalry match.
Yes, that's going to be a fun game. You can see the boys over here on the sidelines right now, fired up. I mean, it's going to be an epic night.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin Davis, leading scorer for Duchesne, about 16 points per game, is super fun to watch. Very physical player. He gets an and one a quarter.
Yeah, definitely.
And, Cordell Taylor can just shoot threes like they're nothing. And Justin Sorensen and Jesse Allen made some big-time strides in getting a 22-point game the other night against Layton Christian.
Did he? He slept well that night.
And McCovey Jessen was hurt. I hope we see him tonight, because he would be a big boost for this team if they can get him back and going. But that is your final with the girls tonight, 39-26. Duchesne comes on the road and gets it done against the Longhorns. What's your thoughts, Brett?
No, it was fun. Like I said, in the long run for the Longhorns, they just couldn't get their shots to fall tonight. They were getting great looks. So credit them for getting open looks, getting good solid shots, and credit the Eagles. The Eagles had outstanding defense tonight, and they were able to string together baskets consecutively, and that was one thing that the Longhorns couldn't do tonight.
Yeah, and we're talking about the youth, of Altamont, and they have the great future ahead of them. Duchesne is in a good spot right now. Like I said, winning their last, 9 of 11 games now with this win. I mean, they're just on a hot streak, and they're not young. They're all seniors. I mean, there's only a few juniors that come off the bench, and they play like it, and they play like a veteran team. and are in a good spot right now at second place in the conference. So that is the end of the game again. A great game between the girls. Duchesne Eagles get it done. And I'll stay tuned for the boys game. We're going to go to break and we'll come back before the first of that game. Everybody enjoy and stay tuned. I'm Brandon Jones again with the great Brett Brook. We will see you in just a couple minutes for this outstanding varsity boys game we got happening. Channel V6.